Doug and this is Isis, and we're going to run through how we like to start the babies over jumps. Everybody has a different way of doing it. This is just our way of doing it. So please don't send us hate mail telling us that we're doing it the wrong way. It's worked for us. All the babies end up super confident, so we thought we would share it with those of you that have young horses and you were wondering how we get ours started over jumps. So we have placed the jump right up against the wall. That way the horse feels like there's a little bit of security going against the wall, and some of the babies like to think maybe they could go around the jump, so this avoids that. We also place rails to make it very clear to them that this is where we want them to go. I have one rail on the takeoff side and one rail on the landing side. And we keep it the same both directions because this is something that we're going to do both to the left and to the right. I like to use 3 poles and stack them up. You can start with 1 pole, but I like to use 3 poles. At this point, I think it's important to point out that we don't really care too much about what he's doing with his head. If it's down, or if it's too high, or if he's sticking his nose out, all we care about is that the horse is looking where he's going and that he's continuing to go forward on a rhythm. So back to what I was saying earlier with the 3 poles. You were saying, why 3 poles? Why 3 poles? Because we're going to have a pole here as a ground line and a pole here as a ground line, and then we're going to put one side up. Which side do we put up? We put up the side on the open part of the arena because they're not going to go around to the wall. You're going to repeat, 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 repeat until you're basically blue in the face. You're going to keep doing this without changing anything until you feel like your horse is bored of this. Now that Doug is feeling bored of this, we are going to add another pole and make a very small X. And if your horse is anything like most of the horses we have, they will notice that you put in another pole. So we're keeping everything really small and really simple, still against the wall, still with our guide rails, and we'll continue to do it until our horses are feeling very bored of this exercise. So when you're introducing these baby horses to their first vertical, you want to make sure that you're always using 2 rails. So you're going to go from your X to your vertical, and you use 2 rails because it's easier for the horses to see. Make it as solid as you can. We'll still have a ground line on both sides. So for other sports, this area would be called the sweet spot. And for us, it's really important that we stay very connected with our horses in this area before the jump, the last 3 steps. Everybody has a different way of doing things with their young horses, but in my experience, a young horse doesn't love the feeling of trotting up to their first set of poles or jump and having you throw the reins away. Maybe a month away or 2 months away, you'll be able to do that. But for now, whenever introducing something new to your horse, try to keep your contact with your leg the same and keep your hand contact with their mouth the same, so they're not feeling like everything is new. So you can trot up to a set of poles or a jump, and you can just be there with them, and then they'll be more confident that way. Thank you for watching Doug's First Jumps, and we hope that this is helpful for you and your horses. And remember, the most important thing is that you stay patient and positive with these young guys.